It's Entertainment Schmig.
Mics are on. It happens. We turn the mics on here every once in a while.
I apologize for clearing my throat.
It's all right.
Let me clear my throat. Entertainment Schmig is brought to you by Plaza Motors. Happy Mother's Day to all the celeb moms out there, including Justin Bieber's. He thanked her yesterday with a post on social media saying, if it wasn't for this woman, let's just say I would have had a way longer stupid phase.
Well, you're still in it, buddy.
Right. Reese Witherspoon hosted SNL over the weekend, and sometimes it was uncomfortable, sometimes it was creepy, but in the opening monologue, she had each one of the cast members come out with their mom, give them flowers, and apologize for something they did when they were kids.
Hi, Mom. You look beautiful.
Vanessa Bayer.
I'm sorry that when I was little, I used to pee the bed, and then I'd get out of the bed and run around my room peeing, and then I'd freak out and run to your room and pee the whole way there. So, sorry for all of the pee.
And then Bobby Moynihan.
Mom, Julie.
Hey, hi, Mom. Hi. Look, I'm sorry that I drew my name on the wall in marker and then blamed it on Grandma. And then you said, how did Grandma get up and write that when she is in a wheelchair? And I said, it's a miracle.
I tell you, he is a funny guy. Did you see that comedy? It's supposed to be a game show.
Oh, the win, lose, or draw?
Yeah, whatever. And you had to draw something, and they gave him the Prophet Muhammad. And, you're like... they were all, I'm not drawing that. It was very, very funny.
Well, and the interesting thing about that skit is apparently some Canadian sketch comedy show recently did the same thing.
Oh.
So people are accusing SNL of stealing the skit.
It's not the first time they've done that.
No. Although, think about it. How many different ideas can you come up with? I wouldn't be surprised if two people separately came up with that same idea.
You realize how tough that is, though? Each one of those guys has got to come up with a sketch during the week, write it. They have to get the props.
If they want to be on.
If they want to be on, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number one at the box office this weekend, no surprise, Avengers, Age of Ultron. $77 million to be number one for the second week. Sofia Vergara and Reese Witherspoon, her SNL stint didn't really help her at the box office. $13.3 million to finish in second place. I'm actually surprised it made that much.
I am too.
Good for you. NBC revealing their new shows for next season, and they include Neil Patrick Harris's Don't Call It a Variety Show. It's called Best Time Ever. But apparently there's this big push, like NBC doesn't want people calling it a variety show. I don't know. What's the big deal?
Really? It's a nice little throwback, don't you think?
Yes, I do.
Coach is also coming back. NBC is bringing Heroes back. The new show is called Heroes Reborn. They're also going to have a drama called Heartbreaker and a thriller with Wesley Snipes. It's about a Vegas security expert called The Player.
Manimal mentioned it all. I'm just wondering if...
No.
Right.
Shades of Blue, though, with Jennifer Lopez playing a New York detective and a single mom. I don't know. If you're into that.
Imagine that. What a life.
Letterman on Friday night. U2 was on there. Very funny sketch where Jimmy Fallon made Bono get back on his bike. And then he proceeded to get run over by a van, not once, but 3 times. Turns out the Edge was driving it. But Ray Romano was on Letterman on Friday night, and he had some heartfelt words for Dave. Got a little choked up.
A couple of weeks ago, you had John Mayer on singing American Pie, and that was the coolest thing for me to see. And I got emotional watching it just because... First of all, I grew up with that song. It's nostalgic. You reach a certain age, anything that reminds you of your youth. And then he was there. I just saw him at that spot where my life changed right there. My family's life. Son of a bitch, it's happening.
Yeah. Makes me like him a little more. I just said last week that I wasn't a big fan of Ray Romano, but I kind of like him for that.
It's crazy to see him in a moment where, before he was famous, and how Dave signed him to a development deal after his first stand-up appearance on Letterman. That's the story I heard.
Wow.
Like, he did such a great job. After that first night on The Late Show, he walked off the stage and they're like, we're signing you to a development deal.
His voice, his affect, everything about him is kind of a funny thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I can see how you would look at somebody like that and go, boom, that guy's
Yeah.
amazing. Starry's different.
One show, and he does not have to work for the rest of his life. Everybody loves Raymond. Was so
I thought
successful.
that's what was going to happen here.
Darn it.
Nope.
Sorry.
30, what years?
That was, well,
Let's talk about someone else who's retiring. Anthony Geary leaving General Hospital when his contract is up. He, of course, Luke of Luke and Laura. He's played Luke Spencer for 37 years on and off. He's won 8 Emmys, and he said he's just weary of the grind, and he has been for 20 years. He just is kind of
couldn't
ready
walk
to-
away from the money is what he couldn't
Right.
do.
Yeah, I'm sure. On TV tonight, Dancing with the Stars performance show. The final 4 perform. Also on The Voice, it's down to Megan, Joshua, India, Sawyer, and Corinne. So 2 for Pharrell and 1 apiece for Team Adam,
on,
Team
Sawyer.
Blake, and Team Christina. And Celebrity Jeopardy, by the way, this week, if you're a big fan, Vince Gilligan, creator of Breaking Bad, is going to be competing against Deborah Messing and Neil Flynn, who played the janitor on Scrubs, and also the dad in The Middle. Those are your 3 today. That's Entertainment Schmig. More at 8:40 and online at y98.com.